It happened right along the stretch of Pembroke Road in August 2007. We were actually out here that day. Maury Henandez defied a bullet to the brain, defied the odds, no doubt. And now he's asking the state to right a wrong because we've since learned that the person who shot him should never have been driving or with a gun that day. Those chaotic moments focused on racing the young BSO deputy for help. A bullet ripped through the right side of his brain almost 16 years ago.
The flash of the gun is something that I think about constantly. It never goes away from my mind at any time.
We see now how Maury Henandez lives with it. After surgeries, eyesight rehab, the paralysis along his left side is obvious, and so is his spirit and inner strength.
Constantly speak to myself and say, listen, you got to press on.
Which brings us to why Henandez is the subject of what's called a relief bill that Florida lawmakers will consider. $10 million for medical bills, lost wages, etc. A claim that the state, namely the Department of Corrections, could have prevented the shooting that day. The speeder, David Maldonado, who Henandez pulled over, first lied, then ran as he pulled and fired that .45 caliber handgun. Maldonado was arrested, and investigators would learn 62 traffic violations. He should never have been driving. But worse, he was a felon on probation, should never have had a gun. Mistakes the Department of Corrections attributed to a rookie probation officer with a big caseload.
You feel betrayed, because you feel you're out there, and in this situation it was me, but how many law enforcement officers are out there? Your teammates, which in this case it was the Department of Correction, you feel like everybody's going to be in the same page. Everybody's going to have each other's back, and definitely not have a outright mistake like this.
The mistakes, the details, that whole case is laid out in that $10 million relief bill. Lawmakers will be considering whether to pay that in the coming weeks and months, and eventually, if so, the governor will have to sign off on it. I'm Glenna Milberg in Pembroke Park, Local 10 News.